Angela Merkel in Germany, Nicola Sturgeon in Scotland, Theresa May in the United Kingdom. Women are ruling, women are taking over the world. Is Nigeria ready for a female president? The question is, would you vote for a female president in Nigeria? I am Stephanie, and this is Ladies Lounge. Here with us in our show. I have my beautiful girls here. Say hello. That's her, Ejibo, Chetsi, Amara. Anyway, today we're talking about leadership. I was looking at the news and I realized the three major countries, not major countries, but Germany, United Kingdom, and Scotland are all led by women. And it's like something going on now, like women are leading, women are coming out, yeah. So I just wonder, in Africa today, I know we have one female president, Nigeria especially. Nigeria's never had a female president. Do you think it's time for us to have a president? And who would you vote for as a woman?
Nigeria ready for a female president, anything I say is possible.
Okay. Yeah.
We can, and we can do it.
What would it take for a woman though to?
It just takes support. It takes everybody supporting her, especially starting with women like herself.
Us as well, yeah.
You know, if we come out, if you vote, I vote for a leader, for a woman president, I think she would get there. But maybe because maybe we also were not sure, like is she supposed to lead, or you know, women think, why was she, who is she, why would she be leading and I'm not, you know, what am I doing? There just needs to be a change of mindset. And also the male folks, if we support ourselves, I think the male folks will support us as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So they if they see that we are strengthening ourselves and we're united, that's the word.
Yeah.
You know,
so women need to be united to be able to.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're ready for a female president. Although the economy of the country is a bit shaky.
Shaky, what do you have to say about that?
I think that is shocking, number one, that Nigeria doesn't have a
know,
female president.
the biggest
amazing
country in Africa.
Businesswomen were everywhere, going to the best institutions in the whole world. I mean, it's time for a woman president. We need someone like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, someone that has been working in international institutions,
World Banks,
World Banks and all these places, to be like a president, because she understands the economy base. She understands, and that's what we should be focused on right now from Nigeria, because we have so much going on in the economy, the currency, and all the inflation.
Saying that though, I don't think we're ready. I don't think Nigeria
Why do you say that, Amara?
country is ready. Simple fact, because we tend to copy what the Western world is doing, and just look what happened in America's voting. America wasn't ready for a female president. She tried to open the door, went so far and failed. So I think Nigeria has to go through that process first before we're deemed to be ready.
I agree with you, Amara. I don't think we're ready for a female president. Not because we don't have capable women, but because of factors like, you know, the men haven't set their minds.
Why though? Why have men not set them up? Why would a man not support us?
For one thing, culture has a lot to do with it. They are not ready to give power to a woman. And we need them. We need them. It's easy to say if women come out and vote, but are we going to vote for a woman just because she's a woman? Or are we going to vote for a woman because
that's a good
she's
point,
ready?
actually. When would that time, when are we going to be ready?
Actually, I suspect that in the next elections in Nigeria, we'll have a woman.
Okay.
I suspect that. I don't have anybody.
Would you vote for the woman if you're in Nigeria to vote?
If she has a good portfolio, I would consider voting for her. It's not about, for me, it's not about woman or man. It's about, let's move Nigeria forward, you know? It's not about the gender for me. It's about what do you have to offer. Are we going to move forward because you're sitting there? I'm not going to do woman power for presidency because I'm not after... But you know, woman power. I'm after the country moving forward, because that's what is important.
But things it's surprising you saying that, because our current president doesn't have any. I don't think he's qualified for the role. So Stephanie, no, it's a big statement, but we all know that.
Yeah.
And we think that's why we are where we are today.
And to think
So I think sometimes, although the person needs to have the qualification, but I think if we all have a mindset to say a woman, let's give a woman a chance.
Right.
I think it will move
How
Nigeria
about the people
forward.
surrounding the women, the men surrounding the
Yeah,
women?
that's the support we're talking
Apart from
about.
support, sometimes they put them in the situation where they have to corrupt themselves, corrupt their values just to be able to continue
up the
being in
ladder.
that
Yeah.
position.
But that happens both ways, though. So if a man is there as well,
No,
does
women
happen
don't
both
have so
ways.
much influence over men when a man is already in power. Men do. Men have this
But there are
influence.
strong women. If you say women don't have that much influence, that statement may be argued because women are strong. Women do have influence over men. You know, women in position. I mean,
They're talking about in
Is
politics
it-
now.
is it
We need a lot of
politics?
women
Is it
to do
the
that.
late Dora Akunyili, she was influential.
Listen to
And she-
yourself,
yes.
Nate.
I
No, but she
wonder.
was alive and she did something.
I
So
know.
we can't forget because she's
I know, but
passing.
she didn't have a lot of women to back her while
Support.
doing that. So that's why the influence was not
Do you
seen.
think- do you think she
I
didn't
think
have
she
a
was
lot of
stressed
women to
out.
back
I think
her?
she was a lot of stress was on her case, and there was no woman to actually,
Support her. So we
supporting
need
her,
to come
so we
together.
didn't get to that influence.
The support didn't have to be from women. It could be from men as well.
But it's
So
it's a culture
for a
that-
role like presidency.
You need a man.
We can't
a strong
separate
foundation.
female and male.
Male,
We
yeah.
have to work together. So if it's a woman leading, there must be support from men, there must be support from women.
So what do you need to do to gather that support?
Exactly, I was
So
gonna
we need
say
get
that.
support. What
How
do you
do we
actually need
do
to
that?
What steps do you need to take to get the support from men and women, do you think?
We have to see, like there are people who are interested in those kind of positions.
Yeah.
We have to begin to see them slowly. Maybe one of us here.
that's why I like it.
We have to
When the
begin
time
to see
comes,
them
yeah.
making the move.
Our mind should be
because that's
open.
where it
Yeah.
starts.
Yes,
You make the
definitely.
move, you make a statement on TV one day, and you make it the other day, and people begin to take note of you.
Yeah.
We have to come out, say something. Ben Bruce said, I'm making common sense. What's that his phrase? Keep saying something, keep dropping this thing there, dropping there, go to this event, go to that event. I will begin to notice you. That's preparation. The men will notice you, the women notice you. You meet this person, you meet that person, because you can't do it alone. A woman can't do it alone.
Definitely.
And because she's a woman doesn't mean all women would like her.
Yeah.
So she has to work. So women should start speaking up, going on radio, going on TV, saying something.
I
going to
completely
events.
agree.
Come out.
People's minds should be
They will
open.
start
Yes,
noticing you.
definitely.
Making sense, intelligent sense.
And you know, the amazing thing that a friend sent me a message and said she's going to be running for Senate.
Okay.
That's amazing.
I was like, I'm all out for you,
you,
babes.
definitely.
I was supporting you. So when somebody drops that hint we're talking about,
Exactly.
or makes a comment like that, I think we should mobilize and all go. I know it's not about mobilizing and everything, but there's a reason why a woman opens her mouth to say, I will run for this and I want to go for that. We know the ability we have inside of us. We know that when we have the ability to multiply and do things. So I think that if we make up our mind and we're ready, a woman would definitely come out. Even if she feels that she didn't have that strength or that ability, immediately she kickstarts and it's going to pick up and it's going to work.
Final thoughts, Chelsea.
Yeah. I totally agree. I feel like it's possible. We're ready right now. We're never really ready to be honest. So
ready,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like we're more than capable to have one.
Okay. Amara, final thoughts?
Same. I think we're ready now, but the thing is, we need to prepare our minds, open our minds before we even begin to think that a woman is going to rule Nigeria anytime soon.
And I would say, when she finally opens her mouth and she comes out, please, women.
Other
we
women
need to
should support
we
her.
have to.
Definitely.
Because no matter what, one vote counts. One vote does count. If she comes out just like Stephanie with the long hair, we can't say that.
Definitely.
The thing is, whoever is coming out must come out seriously.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If we see
Come out
a lady who comes out who, like, for example, this is not flimsy, she doesn't dress well, or she doesn't
She hasn't got the qualification,
she doesn't
I think,
have
yeah,
her household in
or the
order,
experience,
and she
yeah.
wants to be
gonna
president,
get a lot
and
of
she's hoping
backlash.
that women back her up. Come
Yeah.
on. So we should be ready from the roots upwards.
Absolutely.
Your qualification.
We are voting and we're supporting the serious women. We
Okay.
know
So
they're
we'll
out
definitely
there.
support a serious woman when they come out.
She's serious. She's serious.
Welcome back, everyone. This is still Ladies Lounge. We've been talking about women in leadership, but now we're going to move on to something a bit different. Religion. Africans and religion. We've heard plenty stories. We heard of a church where the pastor's feet wouldn't touch the ground. The members of the congregation have to carry him. And then we've heard of the one that the pastor asked his congregation to eat grass. And then we heard, plenty stories. We also see different banners. Get a baby in 90 days and things like that. Now, the question is, are Africans too gullible to religion?
Yes.
I think we are. I think in this country, if there's a problem, they go out and fix it.
Okay.
In Nigeria, when there's a problem, we pray. And I think that's why, obviously, prayer is good, but I think we concentrate too much on it instead of doing things. God has given us hand to work. God has given us, the road is bad. Instead of you traveling and praying, instead of you fixing the road, you are praying for safe journey, you know? So I think, I think there's so many things, and I think it makes us as Africans so relaxed. Like here, if you look at the things they've invented, because people go out and actually do something, because they know it's just, you know, we have God, they have God, but they know it's them.
Yeah, it's almost
so
like,
for Africa, we just depend on God.
Okay, but there's a saying that says faith without work is dead. So even the Bible doesn't expect us to sit down and don't do anything. He expects us to act with our prayer. So we Africans being gullible, that's our own choice and our own decision. That's not what the Bible is.
But it's affecting us though, that's the thing.
Of course
it's affecting our progress.
It's going to affect our progress.
Those are people with so much knowledge, so much gifts.
Because it's almost like people are being brainwashed. It's almost like they don't think of anything else than church. It's almost like for instance, my husband has a friend who lives in Iceland, and this friend said, we don't really have problems that you people cry about, so we don't have anything to cry to God for per se. We pray, you know, we're Christians. That's we don't have those basic problems doesn't mean, but in Africa we have those basic problems. Oh God, make Nepa no take like that.
And those basic points are man-made. We custom. We can fix them. So why it's good to call on God, but if there's no light, God has given you the ability for you to create light. He's giving you the brain, the know-how. He's giving you all of that.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I know we're all saying we're gullible, but this is the same prayer that keeps Africa together. It's the same thing that keeps our roots together, our culture. We kneel down in the morning, we pray, and if you're not, you know, closing your eyes, praying and meditating on your day, that day is just pretty much ruined, and you're being taught from when you're growing up, and that's what keeps us fighting, you know. Even when things are rough, basic things like you said that we don't have, we still. I think Africans are hardworking. We do the best.
There's an article I was reading about the state governor that died from his tire burst when he was traveling. And if you look at tires, you check tire pressure in this country to make sure before you travel. Nigeria, they pump the tires to the biggest and they don't even check it. So things like that man praying, really, he should just do basic things.
It works. Because if we fix I think what you are trying to say is if the country is fixed and it's the way it should be, that doesn't mean we shouldn't pray. That doesn't mean we've stopped being Christians or Muslims or whatever religion. That doesn't mean, but if the country is functioning properly, that's the faith with works, isn't it?
That's why I said the basic know-hows, we have the ability to do that. This is not God. Yes, the prayer has kept the country together because we don't have things like natural disaster. We don't have those things that really is going to take lives. Bad roads, no water, no light. Those are man-made. That's us. Yeah. And we have the ability to fix it.
I like to ask what about the ridiculous, like, you know, the examples I gave when about starting discussions, like things like that. Okay, we're talking about the serious parts of country being good, country working well. What about all these ridiculous things we hear about people eating grass because the pastor said so? What do you think about such?
I think it's so crazy. To be honest, religion right now, Christianity in particular, is big business in Nigeria and across Africa because people are using it as a money generating revenue stream as opposed to actually for God. And the thing with Africans, so many things are going wrong, economy, everything's just breaking down, to be honest. So people like to think of a way out, and that's what church offers them, this theoretical way out. So they just keep believing it's like fake promises. They keep holding on to something that they're hoping for this promise land.
I don't think it's particularly fake promises.
Okay, some of them are. Man of God, they're not real.
The ridiculous stories we hear about, like the ones I gave, those ones, obviously, when you hear them, you're like,
for granted. I think,
preachers who preach the Bible, like people who live in, like, okay, let me not say live in church, but that sounds, okay, people who spend most of their time doing church work. Can those ones be excused?
This is not for everybody. This is just some people, but I do feel like people are quite gullible because you see a man of God and he has all these private jets and all these houses across, and he can't even help the poor people in his congregation, and they're still offering money. He's not providing. There's no money's not going to charities. It's not going to things to help the people.
To my mind now. You know, as Africans, we still have our own traditional beliefs. Apart from church, apart from religion. So our first religion is our ancestors and everything. Now, that's how we started. That's how we grew. But now, the ancestors and the traditional native doctors, they're not giving us any results. There's no, they're not flipping money. We're not seeing anything happening there. So the next place now the masses flock to is the church. And when you get there, there's so many people that tell you that when I prayed, like you said, in 90 days, I got pregnant, and there's testimony, and everybody's wild, and it becomes like more people flocking, and it just creates this wave and that makes us gullible, especially because we're not enlightened and educated and say that.
Definitely, education is very important. The time I was watching on TV, there's a river, there's a place where water was coming out from the ground, and everybody was going there, and the place was so filthy.
So dirty, right?
I
watched that too.
And if you see people who are ill, I was thinking people who are ill going there, living infection, people are coming to get the infection. And it's just because people are not educated enough. Yes, God is real, yes, religion is good, but I think for us, we need to educate the population. Need to be educated, and so if basic amenities are, as provided in Nigeria, I think we'll still serve God, but people won't be so eating grass, carrying the pastor.
So you're saying it's only the non-educated people that are gullible, because I don't think that it's just
everybody is. But I think because there's so much problem in Nigeria, so that's the only
I think that Christians in particular don't study the Bible enough. So they don't know the scriptures for themselves.
I was just going to say that for
themselves. They don't know the scriptures for themselves. They just listen to the preachers and the pastors and whatever they have to say.
That's right.
Should there be a real miracle, a fake miracle, just because the man has said so? You know? But you need to, let the word of God dwell in you richly. That's what the Bible says. Now, it's only going to dwell in you richly if you put effort to know it for yourself. You don't listen to what people say alone. You study it for yourself. So I think that part is missing. Because if people know the scripture for themselves, they'll be able to protect themselves from all this wishy-washy.
And for me, I think the mind is a very strong thing, and what you believe that happens. So, for example, when you go to a church and the pastor is preaching demon, we pray against demon, people become scared, and that's what really happens to them. So I think if the
fear
gospel
begins to rule them,
if the way the preachers preach is changed, where you talk about God and not glorifying the devil, like people would tend to stop thinking about problem, and then I think that would change their mindset. It's okay, I can do things for myself.
Sorry, I think because something just came to my mind. We are spirit beings, so there's always need to look up to something other than a human, because we are spirit beings. Some people say, oh, I don't know what I'm doing this war, I feel empty, so they're looking for something to fill that void. That's what pushes them to, takes them, and let me not use push, because it may not be push, people look for that higher power. So for the Christians, obviously we look at God, look at Jesus. For the Muslims, they look at Allah, and some of them even go overboard with all the ISIS thing and everything, so I think it's looking for the higher power. That's something else. Do you believe there is God? Some say, oh, I don't believe. Some say, I believe there is God. But when you go ahead and ask them a further question, they begin to think, really, is there God? And all that.
It brings me to the man's I got the word just now, I don't know why I just left. Man's cravings is insatiable. we're the ones who crave all these things. You know, like you say, you're in search of something, you feel there's a void and you need to fill it up. So we go in search of this, and it's what we want to hear that we're told.
And what you're looking for. I would say that in terms of Islam particularly, because I feel like, well, especially in Nigeria, lots of people that are part of Boko Haram and all these fundamentalist groups. Muslims are very poor people from poor communities, and they offered, money and security for certain to do certain things for the religion. We're brainwashing them exactly. And so some of them are not actually gullible to the religion; they're gullible to the leaders of the religion.
Because they haven't got before. There's research I was looking at research on most religious countries. They are the poorest, apart from America. America is only exception to the rule. Every other, the countries that are so strong in religion are the poorest countries of the world, apart from America. I'm trying to see why America is the exception to the rule. Maybe just because of the Pentecostal kind of prosperity teaching. I think they, from the research I was reading, because they grasp a point of people empowering people to be the best of themselves and not depending on other people to help their solve problem. So I think if Africa or Nigeria or the other countries where religions are quite strong, I think we believe in God still, but if they believe that themselves can make a change in their situation, then we will get better.
There'll be a difference.
So there's an absolute turnaround of mindset.
Definitely.
Back again, education and mind. You just have to just
So would you say that's to do with empowering the people then, so that's the solution to the problems of gullibility then? So do you reckon that it's actually empowering people should be the solution to
their problems? A child, if a child has a problem, teach a child you can solve the problem. Like, you can solve the problem yourself. You don't have to depend on, like, when people come out from school looking for a job, they can create a job by themselves. They can look at the richest people in this world, look at Facebook, look at Instagram. There are people that stood up and say, I'm going to do this thing, instead of depending on.
Just pray for
it. They just pray for it and do nothing. So I think that what Nigerians and Africans do mostly is we just pray and we expect something. But if we go out and do something, there'll be a change.
We'll achieve a lot. So that's it really. I know the topic is inexhaustible. We can go on and on and on, because yes, we are from a continent where we like religion. We haven't denied the fact. We like religion, but we should learn how to do religion. I think that's what it is. So this is all we can take for this topic at the moment. We're going to go on a short break now. See you soon.
Welcome everybody. We're still on Ladies Lounge and this is LL Tips. Now, today one of our viewers wrote in and asked a very, very straight point question. And the question, ladies, is this guy is so in love with this lady. He loves her so much, but they are of different faith. So he wants to know if he should go ahead with her, if he should go ahead and have a relationship with her. I mean, that's very dicey. It's a difficult one. So we need to help this viewer just know exactly what he needs to do, because he's at a dilemma. That's his dilemma right now. He needs to know.
I think for religion, it's very strong, because you start it when you're quite young, or even if you're not young and you start it when you actually get into it, because it deals with the spirit. It just captures you. So for you to be able to share your spirit with somebody else, you need to be on the same playing field with that person. So if the person is of different religion but almost the same, for example, maybe a Christian but Pentecostal and Catholic, that is a bit doable. But if it's like so far away from each other, you should really, really think about it, because it might cause difficulties in your relationships and the relationships between the people around you. So for a guy who met a girl and they're in love and everything, and then when it comes to religion, they cannot agree, the relationship may not go far.
So love is not enough. So I'm going to just ask a quick question. We'll get back. So you mean love is not even enough when it comes to your faith? Are we saying love is not enough when you're
I don't think that kind of love it's enough.
What kind of love is that?
Okay, I don't think that love is enough. Okay, I don't want it to sound bad, but yes, people meet, they fall in love, and they think they can make it work, but they're of different religions. Now, different religions, like probably Christian and Muslim. There are people who have made it work, but for a Christian, like a Christian, a follower of Jesus Christ, you really have to think properly.
Yeah.
Because are you going to pull your spouse to your side, or is your spouse going to pull you to his side or her side? It's a bit tricky. It's very unsettling.
Tricky, isn't it?
I have a friend, and I have a cousin as well, who is Christian. She is Catholic. Her husband is Muslim. If you go to her house, you will see her Catholic
rosary
where she prays. You can see the husband's mat in the same room. The children when they were born, they were baptized in Catholic church. The husband went. They went to the mosque and do what I don't know what they do in the mosque when a child is born. And they've been married for over 15 years. So it depends on the people.
How old are the kids right now?
The son is about 14.
Okay.
So that three kids, 14, 10 and about 9.
Why I ask is because
why
when
don't
the
you
kids
ask?
grow, they get to the age of 20, 25, they start to actually think, okay, before I cross into 30, what am I? I'm going to attract a partner.
Even before they're long before
Even
as teenagers. Even as teenagers.
And when you ask them what's
your religion?
They start to talk. They feel lost just because they're
or confused.
and lost and confused. And if you ask deeply, you find out that their dad and mom never really got on.
They never really
Just
got
because
on.
of this.
Truly, because
because
what you're seeing is on the surface. You don't live with them.
Because
two people, husband and wife, most of the time should be of one mind. I mean, this person believes in a different thing. This person believes in a different thing.
The children attend Catholic schools.
Yeah.
The children have Christian names.
Right.
They have been married 15 years. I think it depends on the two people. I think you
So in other words, the man doesn't care.
No, he goes to Catholic church and she goes to the mosque. What I feel very strongly, it depends on the two people. And I think it's best for the children to grow up with even if two faiths and no faith at all.
Okay.
So it's
I believe if they grow up, they'll get to the point where they decide when they grow up which faith they want to choose. But I think it can work. Depends on two people. You have to be accepting of each other. You have to be open-minded of each other. You have to accept both religion, kind of thing, and work with it. If that's the man you love, that's the man you love.
I disagree. I feel like it wouldn't work just because you can't really serve two masters. I feel like if you ever love God or you love this person, so I feel like you, as a Christian myself, you have to put God first. So in the Bible or Christianity teaches that when you get married, you're both one person, well, spiritually, right?
Yeah.
So how can you be spiritually one person with someone from a different faith who believes in a completely different thing and doesn't serve the same way you serve? So it's sort of like you're not really in there with the religion
To make it less serious, let me just use football as an example. You're married to somebody who doesn't support the same team as you do. You come back home in the night and you want to share the food. No, I'm not giving you because I don't feel good. I feel upset. And you should understand why I feel upset, but you don't because you're somebody else's fan. And that is just football. Religion is much more
you should believe your purpose in life.
I think
that perfect man for you. I'm a religious person. We find a perfect man for you. I don't think it really matters what their religion is. If both of you are both accepting. If one person doesn't accept the other, then it's fine.
Can we agree that something will give?
Yeah.
Somebody will
Something,
drive somebody
yes.
I think we should all give our last word. Make it plain. Sorry, Ejiro, I think we should make our last word plain because this person who has written to ask is hoping for some direction. We are pretty much, having our own opinion. So, Stephanie, one last word from you.
I believe that depending on the person, they can make it work. You never know. The man might become a Christian.
Yeah.
After a few years, you can pray if your faith is strong enough. So if it's a man you love and the man you want,
it's a man asking the question.
Sorry,
So
It's a man who's asking the question.
okay.
Yeah.
And they have lots of cases. There are people in Nigeria who are Muslims and they turn to Christian and vice versa. So I don't think that should be a thing to stop you from going on with your relationship, because people can change.
So
Yes,
Amara, let's hear from you.
I want to hear from you, Amara.
Sorry, I've seen people who converted from Christianity to being a Muslim, or from being a Muslim to being a Christian, and at the end of the day, the acceptance there, because you did it just because you wanted to marry, the acceptance is not 100%. So I think if the person is not on the same religion or even close to your religion, don't take it too far.
Don't stress it.
It's just gonna ruin
To conclude, I think that this conversation should be had. Is very important before they take any further steps, and then maybe she might consider moving to Christianity or the other way around. That conversation should be had first, and until then he wouldn't really know. But from my point of view, I don't think it would work in the long run, because it's so messy and there's so much compromise involved.
So that's what do you think?
I think it's not just these two people involved. I think their families are also involved. It's a whole lot of drama to, get this side to be on your page, or to get my side to be on your page. I think it's too much. I'm imagining what it's like in my head, because it's not just between Muslims and Christians, which is the common religion we know. There are other religions, the Guru,
Maharaji.
We have all those other religions. Yeah. Okay, I don't think we have Hindu in Africa. Do we have any Hindu religion?
Have any.
Yeah, but whatever.
It
it gets too complicated, and it could drown your love. It could drown your love. So you have to ask yourself some serious questions. Nobody can answer this question for him. He'll have to ask himself some serious questions.
I think you need to really take an in-depth look at this, because it's a serious issue. It's going to come up. If it doesn't come up now, it's going to come up at some point. So you really need to take a deep breath, look at it critically. I know you love this lady, but you have to look at it and weigh your options and see if it's going to create problems between both of you, or you know what, love conquers all. It doesn't really matter. That is all we have for you today. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you, ladies. And of course, you viewers, this is the reason. You are the reason why we're here. So we'll be back on your screen again next week. Till then, it's good night from us.
Bye.
Good night.